Hi friends, welcome back. Today we are going to solve Codeforces problem, help Chef Gerasim. Before we start looking into this problem, I want to mention that my channel is dedicated to help people who are preparing for coding interviews or any Java J2E related interviews. On my channel, you will find a lot of helpful material for your Java J2 interviews and coding interviews. You will find more than 200 solved different varieties of coding questions and problems which were previously asked by big tech companies in their interviews such as Amazon, Apple, Facebook, Google, Microsoft, Yahoo, and many others. If you are preparing for any Java J2E related interviews or any coding interviews, then this channel can definitely help you in your job interview preparation. So please subscribe to the channel. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at the problem. So basically they are saying that Gerasim is a chef and he has n number of cups, right? And I'm not going to read through this whole description, but what they are saying is, having thoroughly measured the juice in each cup, Gerasim asks you to write a program that will determine from which cup juice was poured to which one. Otherwise, the program should determine that this time the pages set the table diligently. To simplify your task, we shall consider the cups to be bottomless so that the juice never overfills a cup and pours out. However, much it can be, besides by some strange reason, in a faraway kingdom, one can only pour to a cup or from one cup to another an integer number of milliliters of juice. So this is the condition they have given us, and then the input, as you can see, this is the first example they have given us. So the first one is number of cups, right? We have, so as you can see, n is number of cups on the royal table, and then the like next n lines contain volumes of juice in each cup, right? So for example, these 5 cups has milliliters, right? So 270, 250, 250, 230 and 250. So these are the volumes in each cup is given to us. So now let's look at what we have to output, right? If the pages didn't pour the juice, print exemplary pages without the quotes, right? So let's look at one of the example they have given us for exemplary pages sample. So this is the example they gave us. So as you can see, here they have given us 5 cups and each cup has same amount of juice here, right? 250 mls. So it means that there is no pouring from one cup to other, right? So then in that case, as you can see, all cups have same volume. So in that case, we have to output exemplary pages, right? So that's what they are saying. So let's look at the next uh, output scenarios. If you can determine the volume of juice poured during exactly one juice pouring, print VML from cup A to cup B without the quotes, where V presents the volume of poured juice, A represents the number of cup from which the juice was poured. The cups are numbered with consecutive positive integers starting from 1 in order in which the cups are described in the input data, and B represents number of the cup into which the juice was poured, right? So this is given in the first example. So as you can see in the first example, so let's take this example to the whiteboard. So I'll just quickly just copy this, and then we will discuss this one, and then we will first we will understand this problem, right? Then it will be easy for you then to write and implement the solution is not that difficult. So this is the one scenario they have given us. So here, as you can see, this is number 1 cup, right? So this is number 1, then this is number 2, then this is number 3, cup 4 and cup 5. So there are 5 cups given to us. So as you can see, in these cups, 250, 250 and 250, so these cups have already same volume, which means that the possibility is that there is some pouring might have happened between cup 1 and cup 2, right? Because they are different than 250 initially, because if all are 250, then there is no pouring happened between any cups, but now this 270, is different than 250, right? And 230 is also different than 250. So what it means is basically, let's say initially the value was 250 both at both cup. So this is not cup 2. This what it means is this is cup 1 and cup 4 basically, right? So initially both had 250, right? So what might have happened is you take some 20 ml from here and pour it here basically, right? Some 20 ml you pour, 20 ml, right? Milliliters. So it becomes now 270 after you pour it here, and it becomes 230, right? 230. So this pouring can be possible, so we have to output that here like this, right? 20 ml from cup 4, as you can see, cup 4 to cup 1, right? To cup 1. So this is what the another scenario is that they told us, this one, right? So we have seen this scenario, and let's take a look at the other scenario. One more is there. Finally, the given juice's volumes cannot be obtained using no more than one pouring. For example, Pages poured the juice from one cup to another more than once, or the royal kitchen maids poured the juice into the cups incorrectly, right? So sometimes it is possible that this cannot be obtained basically, right? This is not possible to obtain. For example, if you take, there are two, let's say two cups are there, right? One cup has 250, right? One cup has 250 and the other cup has 239, let's say, right? 239. So in this case, you cannot basically put anything, like you cannot make them the pouring possible, right? In this case, so in this case it is a wrong configuration basically. So similarly, they have given us this example here. So as you can see, we cannot make a pouring possible in this case because it is a odd number, right? So this 250 is fine, but you can see this is not 250 and this is 270 and 230. So we cannot make a pouring possible in one pouring, right? So in that case, we have to write unrecoverable configuration. So these are the three possible outputs they have given us when we are solving this problem. Help chef Gerasim, right? So how we are going to solve this problem? So let's take a look on this first scenario. So first scenario, I already mentioned you that what we will do is first we will go through all these inputs that are given to us, and we will check if all are if all values are same. Let's say for example all values in this one are 250, right? Then it is straightforward case. In that case we have to just output, if all are same we have to just output exemplary pages, right? So that is pretty straightforward. So let's take a look into the solution also at the same time, so it will be clear for you. So this is the input that we took us from the first example they gave us, right? Then we created one flag called as same, and this is a boolean flag. So we will first go through all this array and all these volumes of the cups, right? How much juice is there in the cup. We will go through all of them and we will check if all are same or not same, right? If all are same, in that case here, for example, if all are same, right, then we will just write exemplary pages. So that is pretty straightforward, right? So otherwise what we will do is we will if that is not the case, for example here in this example they all are not same, so we will go here and we will check which cup has the minimum and maximum possible value. So as you can see, so let me just take this here. So we have another whiteboard, so let's use this whiteboard. So there are 5 cups, right? So let me write down the volume here. So 270, 250, 250. So 270, then 250, right? 250 and 230 and 250, right? 230 and 250. So these are the volumes, right? That is given to us in the input. So now we will find out the which cup is the maximum. So this is the maximum, right? This is maximum, which is 0 index, and this is the minimum. Minimum is 3, index 3, right? So first we will find out which is has a minimum and maximum index here, right? So that's what we are doing here, and after that we will just assign one x is equal to -1, and we will use our boolean flag same is equal to true. After that, what we wanted to check is if all the remaining values, which are the remaining values, these are the remaining values, right? 250, are they all equal? Basically we are checking here, right? All are these remaining values are all equal? If they, and for that we use the flag same here, right? So if they are all are equal, same will be true in that case, right? Otherwise same will be false. So now let's consider this current example that we are looking, right? In this case all are equal, right? So all are equal means our same is true basically. So our same flag that we are using, it is true. So here we will go here in that case, and what we will do is we will just print here that we will just use maximum cup ID minus minimum cup ID, right? So we will know how much is the difference. For example, in this case 270 minus 230 is 40, right? So 40 divided by 2. So 40 divided by 2 must be poured from this 4 to 0, right? Means 3 to 0 index in index wise, right? So for example, if 3 had 250 in the beginning, right? And 2 and 0 also means first cup also has 250 in the beginning. So we poured 20 ml basically here, right? So it now became 270. So after pouring it became 270, right, which is given to us, and then this became 230, correct? 230, this as it's given to us. So means 40 divided by 2 will give us how much we have poured basically, right? So that's what we are calculating here, divided by 2 ml from cup, and then we will use minimum cup ID plus 1, and 2 cup is maximum cup ID plus 1. Why we are adding plus 1? Because we want to add we are doing one based indexing, right, in the output basically. So we are using plus 1 here. So this is a straightforward scenario. Now let us consider there are two other like scenarios where we don't have a same value, right? Basically, for example, let's just consider, for example, so instead of this 230, if we have um, let's say this value is one scenario, let's consider another one scenario, right? Now this one is 240. So not 240, but what I meant is this one is actually, let's consider that this is a 239. This value is 239. So in that case, these all are equal, right? Remaining are equal, right? So that is true. But now in this case, we have to check that we cannot possibly pour this value here, right? So we have to check that here basically. So what we are checking here, in that case, we will get this one basically, right? It's x will not be equal to 1, because here we will get we are going through all the values. So here we will get all the values where apart from our min id and max cup id, right? Apart from that, so whenever we get any value which is not equal to, which is like we will get 250 here basically, right? So if we are going with all these values, right, all these values which are except 270 and 230, then we will first get this 250 value. So we will assign that 250 value to x here, right? So so that's what we will get, right? So x is not equal to -1 in that case, so we will come here, and then we will try to subtract x minus the minimum cup id value. So as you can see, this x is 250, for example, right? In this case x is 250 and minus the minimum value is 239. So this value we want to check with uh, maximum cup id minus x, right? So maximum value is 270 minus x, oh sorry, this is 270 minus x. X is 250 basically, right? X is 250. So now as you can see, the difference is not matching basically. Here you are getting 11 and here you are getting 20, right? So these are not matching, so the pouring will not be possible basically, right? Pouring is only possible when the value is matching basically, right? In this case, for example, pouring is possible because from 230 you can pour 20 here, right? And then it becomes 270, but now we cannot do any kind of pouring in this case, as you can see here, right? So this is one scenario that is captured here, right? So x is not equal to -1, And so in that case x minus, we are doing minimum value, right, and maximum value minus x. So if they are not matching, then it means that this is unrecoverable configuration, means pouring is not possible in one way, right? Pouring is not possible, that's what it means. Now let's consider one other example where, let's say, we have only two values, right, in this case. So for example, we have a value, let's say 250 is one value which is given to us, and 239 is another value which is given to us, right, 239. So only two cups are there now, only two cups, right? So in this case, what happens is, when we are checking if all values except mean and max value are same, so the max, this one will be coming as true. Here the max value is 250, mean value is 239, right? And same will be true here, same will come as true, because there are nothing to compare basically, right? So in this case it will remain as true basically. So same is true here. um, so um, so we are actually, we have to check here, like if x will be equal to minus 1, right? Here x is equal to minus 1 in this case, right, here in this case that we are discussing. So x is minus 1, then we want to check that this subtraction of this 250 minus 239 is 11, right? If this is an odd number, then there is no possibility that we can pour pour the juice from one to other, right? So we are checking if it is odd number, right? So maximum juice value minus minimum juice value we are doing right here, and if it is odd number, then it is unrecoverable configuration, correct? Because we cannot pour odd number juice and make it equal, right? um, you see what I mean, right? So we cannot make them equal if it is an odd number. We can only make them equal if it is a even number, right? Even number, then we can make it equal. So how we can make it equal? For example, if it is a even number, right, one is 250, one is 240, so we can make it equal. I can pour 5 ml here, sorry, I can pour 5 ml from here to here, for example, right? In that case I will get 245 here, and I will get 245 here, right? So I can make them equal if it is a even number. But for odd number, there is no possibility that I can make it equal in this case, right? So it is unrecoverable configuration, right? So this is what this all conditions are, that, and this is how we have implemented this. So let's give it a run for this example that we have been given, the first one. So as you can see, we are getting correct answer 20 ml from cup 4 to cup 1, right? As you can see, from this cup 4 we are putting 20 ml into cup 1 to achieve this configuration, right? So this one is one example. So let's look at the other examples that they have given us. So all are equal, right? Let's look at the all are equal example. So let's just make them all equal. So exemplary pages, if all are equal, then it's exemplary pages. So we are getting correct answer here. Now let's take a look at the example that we discussed, right? We have only two cups. One has a 250 and one has a 239. So let's execute this example. So as you can see, unrecoverable configuration, and let's make this 240. So now we can put like 5 ml from cup 2 to cup 1, right? Cup 2 to cup 1, we can put 5 ml basically, correct? So this one works fine. And then let's just take this example where we have these values, right, and 5 cups are there. So let's just put the 5 cups and these values. So this is also should give us unrecoverable configuration. So let me just format this one quickly. So we are getting unrecoverable configuration, which is we are expecting here, because like these are not, we cannot make one pouring to achieve this configuration of this volume, right? So this is the way we can solve Codeforces problem, help chip Gerasim to solve this problem. So another example we can try is, we have 4 cups, let's say. Um, and these are our 4 cups, let's say, right? So let's just consider one is 250, another is 250, this one is 240, and this one is 260, let's say, right? Or 280 we can say, let's say, right? Let's just execute this one. So this is unrecoverable because we cannot recover this, so we have to make this, I think, like a 260, and then it should be working now. So now it is working correct because this is a correct configuration. Now we can put 10 ml from cup 3 to cup 1. So we can put 10 ml from cup 3, cup 3 to cup 1, right? So 10 ml we can put basically to achieve this configuration possible. So this is our original example. So this is the way we can solve the Codeforces problem. Help shape Gerasim. So what we did here is uh, like first we will check if all are equal, then it's straightforward, right? If all values are equal, otherwise we will get the maximum value and then the minimum value, right? So for example, in this case that we just saw, right? Uh, so this one we saw like 260 and 240. So now maximum value is 260 and minimum value is 240, right? So in that case we have to pour juice from uh, like minimum to like maximum to minimum, right? So that everyone will have equal values basically. And if that is not possible in case of odd numbers, then we will get, like for example, if we change this to 239, let's say, right, 233, or for example, then we will get invalid configuration because the difference is odd, right? So it is unrecoverable configuration. So if you are new to my channel, then there is a Codeforces playlist on my channel which has a lot of solved Codeforces problem explained with examples and Java code. Apart from that, there is a playlist called as LeetCode and LeanCode solutions on my channel. That constitutes over 200 solved different varieties of coding problems which were previously asked by big tech companies like Amazon, Apple, Google, Facebook, Microsoft, Yahoo, and many others. And those are very important coding questions because they constitute important varieties such as dynamic programming, BFS, DFS, matrix problems, graph problems, binary search tree related problems, binary search related coding interview questions, as well as linked list and string related different varieties of coding interview questions. So if you are preparing for any coding interviews or Java interviews, this channel can definitely help you in your job interview preparation. If you find this video helpful, if you like the way it's created with examples and Java code and whiteboarding session, then please give it a like. Also subscribe to the channel. Your subscription to the channel is really important to us because this is the way the videos can reach to more people who need help in solving different varieties of coding problems. They can also watch these videos and learn from these videos how to approach different varieties of coding problems, what data structures and APIs of Java to use to solve different problems, because the goal of the channel is to help as many people as possible in their coding interview preparation and in their Java interview preparation. So if you find this video helpful and if you like it, please give it a like and share this video with your friends and colleagues. If you have any questions, please put your questions below the description. And thanks for watching this video.